Ollie had always loved cars. Ever since he was a little boy, he would spend hours looking at pictures of trucks and imagining driving them on long, empty roads. His favorite dreams were about big trucks with wide tires, strong engines, and shiny bodies that could carry anything anywhere. One day, while walking through the quiet part of his town, he noticed something strange at the edge of a dusty road. Behind a small wooden house, hidden under old leaves and dirt, was a truck. It was big and powerful, even though it looked old and worn. Ollie stopped and stared. The truck had a strong, wide frame, and its shape looked like it had once been very fast. The paint was faded, and the tires were half buried in dirt, but Ollie could see its potential. The house belonged to Grandpa Noor. He was a quiet man with a gentle smile. Most people in town respected him but rarely spoke to him. Grandpa Noor had lived alone for many years, and the truck behind his house had been sitting there for longer than anyone could remember. Children whispered stories about it, saying it was haunted, but Ollie was not scared. He was curious. Something about the truck called to him. It reminded him of the stories his father once told him about old vehicles that could travel long distances and survive anything. Ollie had never seen a truck like this in person, and now here it was, sitting quietly as if waiting for someone to notice it. Ollie thought about how amazing it would be to drive it. He imagined himself behind the wheel, the engine roaring, the wind on his face, and the road stretching far ahead. He could almost hear the sound of the truck moving, strong and steady. It was the kind of truck that could carry supplies, help friends, and even go on adventures. Ollie could not stop thinking about it. He knew he had to find out more about the truck. The next morning, Ollie walked to Grandpa Noor's house. He was nervous but excited. He wanted to know if the truck was for sale. He knocked gently on the door, and the old man opened it. Grandpa Noor smiled softly. His eyes were kind, but they carried a weight of years gone by. Ollie introduced himself politely and asked about the truck behind the house. Grandpa Noor looked at the truck, and his eyes softened. He said that the truck had been with him for a very long time. It was strong, he said, but it had not moved for many years. He did not need it anymore. Ollie's heart jumped. He asked if he could buy it. Grandpa Noor paused, thinking carefully. He said the truck had memories, stories, and years of work in it. It had been a faithful companion in the past, but he no longer had the strength to repair it or use it. He asked Ollie why he wanted it. Ollie told him how much he loved cars and how he would take care of the truck, restore it, and give it a new life. Grandpa Noor listened carefully. He could see that Ollie was sincere. After a long pause, the old man said yes, he could sell the truck, and he only wanted $300. Ollie could hardly believe his ears. A big truck like this for such a small price was almost impossible. He quickly agreed and promised to take good care of it. Grandpa Noor smiled and handed Ollie the keys. The old man said that the keys were not just metal. They carried years of memories, and Ollie should honor that. Ollie felt a mix of excitement and responsibility. He held the keys carefully, almost afraid to drop them. Ollie spent the rest of the day cleaning the truck. Dust covered every part of it, and the tires were flat. Leaves and small branches were stuck under the wheels. He wiped the surfaces carefully, imagining the truck alive again. He looked at the strong frame and the wide bed at the back. He thought about the adventures he could have, but he also felt respect for the truck. It had survived years of sitting alone, and now it was his responsibility to bring it back to life. Neighbors started noticing Ollie working on the truck. Some smiled and waved, while others came closer to watch. They asked why he was cleaning an old, dusty truck. Ollie explained that he had bought it from Grandpa Noor and planned to repair it. Some laughed, thinking it would be impossible. Others shook their heads, doubting if Ollie could manage such a big task. But Ollie did not care. He had a dream, and he was determined to make it real. By evening, the sun was low in the sky, and Ollie was tired but happy. The truck looked cleaner, and Ollie could see its potential more clearly. He imagined it driving on open roads, carrying supplies, and even going on small trips with friends. The thought of starting the engine made him excited and a little nervous. He knew it would not be easy, but he was ready to try. Grandpa Noor came outside to check on the progress. He smiled at Ollie and said that he had made a good start. The truck looked better already, he said. Ollie thanked him and asked if he had any tips about the engine or parts that needed special attention. Grandpa Noor nodded and shared small pieces of advice. He told Ollie about the engine, the tires, and the way the truck used to move when it was new. Ollie listened carefully, writing down everything in his mind. The old man's words felt like a secret map that would guide him to success. As night fell, Ollie cleaned the last corners of the truck. He stood back and looked at it with pride. It was no longer just a rusty vehicle. It was a promise of adventure, a symbol of hard work, and a piece of history. Ollie knew the real challenge was just beginning. Starting the engine, fixing broken parts, and making the truck ready to drive would take time and effort. But he also knew that nothing good came easily. He felt ready for the journey ahead. Before leaving, Ollie looked at Grandpa Noor and said thank you again. The old man nodded and smiled. He seemed happy that the truck would not be forgotten. Ollie promised to come back the next day and continue working. As he walked home, he could not stop thinking about the truck. He imagined the sound of the engine, the smell of fresh air, and the feeling of driving it for the first time. His heart was full of hope and excitement. That night, Ollie could hardly sleep. He kept thinking about the big Ford F-150 Raptor and how it would look after he repaired it. He thought about the roads he would explore, the friends he would take along, and the memories he would create. He also thought about Grandpa Noor and how the old man had trusted him with something valuable. Ollie realized that it was not just a truck. It was a story, a history, and a connection between the past and the future. Ollie fell asleep with a smile on his face. Tomorrow, he knew, would be another long day of work, cleaning, and repairing. But he felt ready. The truck was waiting for him, and so were the adventures. For Ollie, the dusty old vehicle was more than a machine. It was a dream waiting to come alive. The next morning, Ollie woke up early. The sun had just started to rise, painting the sky in soft colors of orange and pink. He felt excited. Today, he would try to do more than just clean the truck. Today, he would start checking the engine. He quickly had breakfast, grabbed some tools from his small workshop, and ran to Grandpa Noor's house. The truck was still parked in the same place, quiet but waiting. Ollie looked at it with a smile. It seemed like the truck was ready to speak to him, to tell him its story through its sounds, its smell, and the way it moved. Ollie opened the hood carefully. Dust floated in the sunlight. The engine looked old, and many parts were covered in dirt and rust. Ollie felt a little nervous. He had read books and watched videos about fixing vehicles, but seeing the engine up close was different. It was real, and it looked bigger and more complicated than he had imagined. He remembered Grandpa Noor's advice from yesterday. He decided to follow it carefully, step by step. He started by cleaning the engine with a soft brush and wiping it with a cloth. Small pieces of leaves and dirt came out, and he put them aside. The engine was hiding under years of neglect, but Ollie could see that it was still strong. As he worked, neighbors began to notice him again. Some came closer, curious to see if Ollie could really fix such an old truck. A few kids from the street peeked from behind the fence, whispering to each other. "Do you think he can start it?" One of them asked. Ollie smiled at them but did not answer. He knew that talking too much would not help. He had to focus. Fixing the truck required patience, careful observation, and determination. He felt a sense of responsibility growing in his heart. This was not just about owning a truck. It was about bringing it back to life, respecting its history, and proving to himself that he could do it. Ollie spent the morning checking the engine's belts and wires. Some wires were worn out, and he carefully replaced them. Some bolts were rusted, and he sprayed them with oil to loosen them. Every small step felt important. He imagined the truck moving again, its engine roaring and the wind rushing past him. That thought kept him motivated. As the hours passed, he became more confident. He realized that the truck was not impossible to repair. It just needed attention, care, and patience. Grandpa Noor came outside at lunchtime to see how Ollie was doing. He stood quietly for a moment, watching Ollie carefully. He could see the young man's determination, his careful hands, and the way he treated the truck with respect. Grandpa Noor smiled to himself. He remembered when he was younger, doing the same work, feeling the same excitement. He decided to share more stories about the truck. He told Ollie how he had driven it through mountains, rivers, and long roads. He explained how the truck had helped him carry heavy supplies during storms and difficult days. Ollie listened carefully. Each story made him appreciate the truck more. It was not just a machine. It was a companion, a helper, and a witness to many years of hard work and life experiences. After lunch, Ollie returned to his work. He decided to check the tires. They were flat and cracked, but the frames were strong. He cleaned them carefully and added air to see if they would hold. Slowly, one tire, then another began to firm up. Ollie smiled with satisfaction. It felt like the truck was waking up little by little. The sunlight moved across the yard, and Ollie did not even notice. He was completely absorbed in the work, talking softly to the truck as if it could understand him. He named each tire, jokingly calling them by small names to remember them better. It made the work fun and helped him feel closer to the truck. In the afternoon, Ollie moved to check the battery. The battery was old and worn, but he had brought a new one with him. Carefully, he removed the old battery and installed the new one. He double-checked the connections and smiled when he saw that it fit perfectly. He could already feel that the truck was ready to try starting soon. His hands were tired and his clothes were dusty, but his heart was full of excitement. He had come a long way from just cleaning it yesterday. Now he was repairing it, giving it a chance to move again. Grandpa Nor came closer and sat on a small chair nearby. He watched Ollie for hours, silently observing how carefully he worked. The old man felt happy and proud. He could see that Ollie was not just repairing a truck. He was learning respect, patience, and responsibility. He remembered his own younger days when he had worked on the truck, feeling the same pride and excitement. Now the truck had a new owner, someone who could continue its story. Grandpa Nor felt a warm feeling in his heart. The old truck, which had been forgotten for so long, was finally getting the care it deserved. As the evening approached, Ollie decided it was time to try starting the engine. His hands trembled slightly as he turned the key. The truck made a small cough but did not start. Ollie frowned but did not give up. He checked the battery again, tightened some wires, and tried once more. This time, the engine made a louder sound, but it still did not roar. Ollie smiled. It meant he was close. He knew that every small effort was bringing the truck back to life. He spent the next hour adjusting parts, checking the engine carefully, and making sure everything was in place. Finally, just before sunset, Ollie turned the key again. The engine roared to life. The sound was deep and strong, filling the yard and reaching the street. Ollie's eyes widened in joy. He laughed loudly, feeling a rush of happiness and pride. Grandpa Nor clapped his hands and smiled. The old truck, once abandoned and forgotten, was alive again. Ollie could hardly believe it. He had done it. The truck had trusted him, and he had not failed. After the engine warmed up, Ollie drove the truck slowly around the yard. The tires rolled smoothly, the engine purred like a happy animal, and the wind brushed his face. He felt a connection to the truck, to Grandpa Nor, and to the stories of the past. It was no longer just a vehicle. It was a companion, a friend, and a symbol of effort, patience, and determination. Neighbors came out to watch, amazed that the old truck was moving again. Some cheered, while others simply nodded in respect. Ollie felt proud, but he also felt a quiet sense of humility. He knew the truck had a long history, and he was only a small part of its journey. As night fell, Ollie parked the truck carefully and cleaned the small mess he had made. He looked at the truck and whispered, "Tomorrow we will go further." Grandpa Nor nodded from his porch. He knew that Ollie was ready for bigger challenges. The truck had survived years alone, and now it had found someone who could continue its journey. Ollie walked home slowly, tired but happy. He could not stop thinking about all the adventures the truck could have in the future. He felt ready for anything. The truck was not just a dream anymore. It was real and it was his. That night, Ollie could hardly sleep. He kept thinking about the engine's roar, the feeling of driving, and the stories Grandpa Nor had shared. He imagined taking the truck on long drives, exploring new roads and creating memories. He also thought about Grandpa Noor and the trust the old man had given him. Ollie realized that this truck was more than just metal and wheels. It was a bridge between past and future, between generations, and between dreams and reality. He closed his eyes with a smile, knowing that tomorrow would be another exciting day. The next morning, Ollie woke up feeling very excited. Today was the day he would take the truck out of the yard and drive it on the road for the first time. He had cleaned it, repaired the engine, checked the tires, and made sure the battery was strong. The truck looked ready. Ollie quickly ate breakfast, put on his cap, and grabbed his notebook where he had written all the small repairs he had done. He wanted to make sure he remembered everything. When he arrived at Grandpa Noor's house, the truck was waiting quietly as if it knew today would be special. Ollie smiled and gently patted the hood. "Are you ready?" he asked. The truck seemed to shine in the sunlight, the paint reflecting the soft morning light. Ollie started the engine. The sound was powerful and smooth. He laughed with joy. The engine purred steadily, showing that it was strong and ready for the road. Grandpa Noor watched from the porch, smiling. He remembered when the truck had moved like this many years ago. He was happy to see it alive again. Ollie slowly drove the truck out of the yard. He moved carefully over small stones and dirt, making sure not to damage the tires. The engine responded well, and the truck rolled smoothly. Ollie's heart was racing. He had dreamed of this moment for a long time, and now it was real. As he drove down the quiet street, Ollie noticed how big and strong the truck felt. Every movement was solid, every turn precise. He imagined the adventures he could have in it. He thought about driving on long roads, through hills and along rivers. The truck was not just a machine anymore. It was alive with stories and memories, and Ollie felt connected to it in a way he had never felt with any other vehicle. People walking on the street looked at the truck in surprise. They had seen it sitting abandoned for years, and now it was moving proudly. Ollie waved at some of them, feeling proud but also careful. After driving slowly around the town, Ollie decided to take the truck to the open road outside the village. Grandpa Noor came with him, walking beside the truck for a while to make sure everything was safe. "Be careful," the old man said, his voice calm but firm. Ollie nodded. He knew the truck was strong, but it was still old, and he did not want to take any risks. As they reached the open road, Ollie pressed the accelerator gently. The truck moved forward smoothly, the engine humming with power. Ollie laughed loudly, feeling free. The wind hit his face, and the road stretched endlessly ahead. He could hardly believe that he had done this. As they drove, Grandpa Noor began sharing more stories. He told Ollie about long trips he had taken in the truck, carrying heavy boxes of supplies for people in need. He spoke about times when the truck had helped him during storms, when roads were muddy and difficult. Ollie listened carefully, absorbing every word. He realized that the truck was not just strong, it was dependable. It had faced hard times and had survived, just like Grandpa Noor. The stories made Ollie feel even more responsible. He knew that taking care of the truck meant honoring all those memories. Ollie decided to test the truck on a small hill outside the town. The slope was steep, and the road was uneven. He pressed the accelerator carefully. The engine roared, but it moved steadily, climbing the hill without any problems. Ollie smiled with pride. The truck was strong and reliable. Grandpa Noor watched from the side and nodded. "It seems like it remembers how to drive," he said with a smile. Ollie laughed. He felt a strong connection to both the truck and the old man. It was more than just a vehicle now. It was a symbol of hard work, patience, and respect for the past. When they reached the top of the hill, Ollie stopped and looked around. The view was beautiful. He could see the entire town below, the green fields, and the small river that ran along the edge of the village. The truck was parked proudly on the hill, strong and solid. Ollie felt a sense of achievement. He realized that this moment was not just about driving the truck. It was about proving to himself that he could take care of something valuable, bring it back to life and respect its history. Grandpa Noor stood beside him, his hands resting on the truck. He seemed happy and proud. After a while, Ollie decided to drive back down the hill. He moved carefully, using the brakes gently. The truck responded well, handling the slope without any problems. Ollie felt confident. He knew that with patience and careful driving, the truck could handle almost anything. On the way back, they passed by some trees and fields. Ollie imagined going on long trips, exploring forests, rivers, and mountains. The truck would be the perfect companion for such journeys. He also thought about sharing these adventures with friends in the future. The possibilities seemed endless. Grandpa Noor shared one more story as they drove back toward the village. He talked about a time when he had helped a neighbor move heavy furniture with the truck. It had taken many trips, but the truck had never failed him. Ollie realized that the truck had always been helpful, not just strong. It had served people, made work easier, and carried heavy loads without complaint. Ollie felt proud to continue its legacy. He knew that his responsibility was not only to keep it running but also to respect the way it had been used for good in the past. When they returned to the village, Ollie parked the truck carefully in Grandpa Noor's yard. He turned off the engine and sat quietly for a moment. The truck had performed perfectly. It had moved smoothly, climbed hills, and responded well to every command. Ollie felt a deep sense of satisfaction. He had dreamed about this day for so long, and now it had come true. Grandpa Noor came closer and patted the truck's hood gently. "You have done well," he said. Ollie smiled. He knew that the Rayal journey had just begun. As evening approached, Ollie decided to clean the truck again. Dust had settled on it during the drive, and he wanted it to look as good as it could. He wiped every surface carefully, polished the tires, and checked the engine one more time. Grandpa Noor watched, quietly smiling. He could see that Ollie had grown closer to the truck in just one day. It was not just a vehicle anymore. It was a part of Ollie's life. The truck had given him confidence, patience, and a sense of responsibility. Ollie spent the rest of the evening imagining future trips. He thought about driving through mountains, forests, and rivers. He imagined helping neighbors, carrying supplies, and going on adventures with friends. He realized that this truck was more than just a powerful machine. It was a companion, a symbol of hard work, and a bridge between past and future. Grandpa Noor watched him quietly and felt proud. He knew that the truck was in good hands. That night, Ollie went home with a smile on his face. He could hardly wait for tomorrow. The first day had been amazing, and he knew that many adventures awaited him. The truck had proven its strength, and Ollie had proven his dedication. Together, they were ready for new roads, new experiences, and new memories. Ollie fell asleep thinking about the sound of the engine, the feel of the wind, and the endless possibilities of the journey ahead. He knew that this was just the beginning, and the best adventures were still to come. The next morning, Ollie woke up feeling excited and determined. The truck had performed perfectly on the first drive, and now he wanted to explore further. He had been dreaming about driving it beyond the town, seeing new places, and testing its strength on different roads. Ollie quickly ate breakfast, grabbed his tools, and ran to Grandpa Noor's house. The truck was waiting quietly in the yard, shining in the morning sunlight. Ollie smiled and patted the hood. He whispered, "Today, we go on a bigger adventure." Grandpa Noor stood nearby, leaning on his walking stick. He watched Ollie with gentle eyes, feeling proud of the young man's care and dedication. Ollie started the engine and it roared to life. The sound was strong and steady, filling the yard with energy. He drove slowly at first, making sure everything was perfect. The truck responded beautifully, moving smoothly over the uneven ground. As he reached the main road, Ollie pressed the accelerator a little more. The truck surged forward with confidence. The wind brushed his face, and the trees along the road seemed to wave as if welcoming them on their journey. Ollie felt free and alive. He realized that this moment was not just about driving. It was about adventure, trust, and patience paying off. Ollie decided to explore the hills outside the town. The road was narrow, steep, and covered with loose stones. He carefully guided the truck along the path. The tires gripped the ground firmly, and the engine roared steadily as they climbed higher. Ollie felt the thrill of driving a powerful truck that could handle any road. He thought about how Grandpa Noor had used it years ago to reach faraway places and carry heavy supplies. Now, Ollie was continuing that journey in his own way. The truck was more than a machine. It was a companion with a story to tell. Along the way, Ollie saw a small stream running across the road. The water was clear, and the stones beneath it shined in the sunlight. He slowed down and drove the truck through carefully. The engine responded perfectly, and the tires moved smoothly over the wet stones. Ollie laughed with joy. The truck had handled the water easily. Grandpa Noor, who was walking beside him, nodded with approval. "It seems like the truck is happy to be moving again," he said. Ollie smiled. He felt a strong connection to both the truck and the old man. This journey was more than just an adventure. It was a learning experience, teaching him responsibility, respect, and patience. As they continued, Ollie noticed a small village tucked between the hills. He had never seen it before. Curious, he decided to drive closer. The village had narrow streets, small houses, and children playing outside. When Ollie arrived, the villagers stopped to look at the truck. They had heard about the old Ford F-150 Raptor, but most thought it would never move again. Seeing it now, shining and strong, amazed them. Ollie greeted them politely and explained that he had bought the truck from Grandpa Noor and restored it. The villagers smiled and nodded, impressed by his hard work. Ollie felt proud but stayed humble. He knew the truck's strength came from its history and the care it had received. After visiting the village, Ollie decided to take a small forest path that led to a hilltop. The path was uneven, with tree roots crossing the road and small rocks scattered along the way. He slowed down and guided the truck carefully, making sure the tires did not slip. The engine hummed steadily, showing its power and reliability. Ollie felt proud of how far they had come. The truck, once abandoned and forgotten, was now climbing hills, crossing streams, and exploring new places. He realized that every challenge on the road made him respect the vehicle even more. Reaching the hilltop, Ollie parked the truck and stepped out. The view was breathtaking. He could see forests stretching for miles, rivers shining in the sunlight, and small villages scattered across the valley. The wind was cool and refreshing. Ollie took a deep breath, feeling happy and alive. Grandpa Noor stood beside him, leaning on his stick, and looked at the view with a soft smile. "You have done well," he said. "The truck is strong and so are you." Ollie felt a sense of pride and responsibility. He knew that restoring the truck was not just about driving. It was about learning patience, understanding history, and building a connection with something powerful and meaningful. After enjoying the view, Ollie decided to test the truck on a steeper path leading down the hill. The road was narrow, winding, and covered with loose gravel. He pressed the brakes gently, guiding the truck carefully around each turn. The engine responded perfectly, the tires gripping the ground steadily. Ollie felt confident. He realized that the truck was not just powerful. It was smart, reliable, and ready for any adventure. Grandpa Noor watched from the side, silently proud. He remembered the days when he had driven the truck through similar roads. Seeing Ollie handle it so carefully made him happy. As they continued, Ollie noticed a fallen tree blocking part of the road. He stopped the truck and examined the situation. The tree was small enough that he could push it aside, but it would require some effort. He decided to get out and move it carefully. Using his strength, he pushed the tree to the side, making sure the path was clear. The truck waited patiently, its engine off, as if it understood the situation. Ollie climbed back in, started the engine, and drove forward slowly. The truck moved easily over the cleared path. Ollie laughed quietly. He felt a sense of accomplishment. Each obstacle they faced made the adventure more exciting and meaningful. Later in the afternoon, Ollie decided to take a break near a small river. He parked the truck under a big tree, opened the door, and sat down beside it. Grandpa Noor joined him, and they shared a small meal of bread, cheese, and water. They talked about the truck, the roads they had explored, and the memories connected to it. Ollie realized that the journey was more than just driving. It was about learning, exploring, and understanding the world in a new way. The truck had given him freedom, confidence, and a sense of connection to the past. After the break, Ollie started the truck again and began the journey back home. The sun was low in the sky, and the forest path glowed with golden light. The truck moved steadily, handling small bumps and rocks with ease. Ollie felt proud of what they had accomplished. He had restored the truck, explored new places, and learned important lessons along the way. Grandpa Nor walked beside him, quietly happy. The old man knew that the truck was in good hands, and it would continue to bring joy and adventure to Ollie. When they finally reached the town, Ollie parked the truck carefully in Grandpa Nor's yard. The engine was off, but the truck seemed alive, proud of the journey it had completed. Ollie stepped out, wiped his hands, and looked at the truck with admiration. It had traveled far, faced obstacles, and performed perfectly. He felt a deep connection to it. Grandpa Nor smiled, patting the hood. "You have brought it back to life," he said. Ollie nodded. He knew that restoring the truck was only the beginning. Many adventures awaited them, and together they could explore new roads, help people, and create lasting memories. As night fell, Ollie cleaned the truck one more time. Dust had settled during the day, and he wanted it to shine. He polished the tires, checked the mirrors, and made sure everything was in order. Grandpa Nor watched quietly, smiling with pride. Ollie felt satisfied. Today had been an adventure, full of challenges, learning, and joy. The truck had proven its strength, and Ollie had proven his dedication. Together, they had explored new roads and discovered the value of patience, responsibility, and respect. That night, Ollie went home with a heart full of happiness. He could hardly wait for the next day. The first big adventure had been successful, and he knew that many more awaited. The truck had become more than a vehicle. It was a companion, a friend, and a symbol of determination, care, and history. Ollie fell asleep dreaming about future journeys, new roads, and the adventures that lay ahead. He knew that the best was yet to come, and the truck would be by his side for every moment of the journey. The next morning, Ollie woke up with a feeling of excitement and determination. He had already explored the hills, the forests, and the small villages around the town. But today he wanted to go further. He wanted to take the truck on a longer journey, to test its strength on new roads, and to create memories that would last forever. Ollie packed a small bag with water, food, and tools for emergencies. He checked the truck one last time, looking at the tires, engine, and mirrors. Everything was perfect. Grandpa Nor came outside and looked at Ollie and the truck. He smiled warmly. "Be careful," he said, "but enjoy the journey. The truck will guide you." Ollie nodded, feeling proud and ready. He started the engine, and the sound filled the quiet morning air. The truck roared strongly, like it was eager to move again. Ollie slowly drove out of the yard, feeling the thrill of freedom. The town was still quiet at this hour, and the roads were empty. He pressed the accelerator gently, letting the truck glide smoothly over the asphalt. The wind brushed against his face, and Ollie laughed aloud. The truck had become more than a machine. It was a companion, a friend, and a symbol of hard work, care, and adventure. Ollie decided to drive toward the mountains he had seen from the hilltops in the past. The road twisted and turned through forests and fields, and the truck handled every curve with confidence. Birds flew over the trees, and the sunlight created patterns on the ground as it passed through the leaves. Ollie felt a deep connection to the world around him. He realized that driving the truck was not just about moving from one place to another. It was about exploring, understanding, and appreciating the beauty of nature. The truck had opened a door to new experiences, and Ollie was eager to walk through it. After a while, Ollie reached a steep mountain road. The path was narrow, with rocks and small streams crossing it. He slowed the truck down, guiding it carefully over the obstacles. The engine roared steadily, and the tires gripped the ground with precision. Ollie smiled. The truck was strong, reliable, and ready for any challenge. He thought about how Grandpa Nor had used it in the past, climbing difficult roads, carrying heavy loads, and helping people in need. Now, Ollie was continuing that legacy. He felt proud and responsible at the same time. As he drove higher, Ollie noticed a small hilltop village that he had never seen before. The houses were made of wood, and smoke rose from chimneys into the sky. Children were playing near a small field, and villagers were tending to their work. Ollie slowed down and waved at them. Some of the villagers came closer to see the truck. They had never seen such a powerful vehicle in their small village. Ollie greeted them politely and explained that he had bought the truck from Grandpa Noor and restored it. The villagers smiled and nodded, impressed by his care and determination. Ollie felt happy but stayed humble. He knew the truck's strength came from its history and the effort he had put into restoring it. After leaving the village, Ollie continued on the mountain road. The path became steeper, and rocks blocked parts of the road. He carefully maneuvered the truck over each obstacle, feeling the power of the engine beneath him. The truck moved steadily, climbing higher with every turn. Ollie felt a rush of joy. He realized that the truck had been abandoned, forgotten, and ignored for years, but now it was alive and performing beautifully. He thought about how many people might have doubted it, but he had proved that with care, patience, and determination, anything could be restored. As they reached a narrow bridge over a small river, Ollie slowed down and crossed it carefully. The water below sparkled in the sunlight, and small fish could be seen swimming near the rocks. The truck moved steadily, the tires gripping the wooden surface perfectly. Ollie felt proud. The journey was not easy, but it was exciting. Every challenge made him feel closer to the truck and more confident in his abilities. Grandpa Noor's words echoed in his mind. "The truck will guide you." Ollie realized the truck had not just moved him physically. It had guided him to patience, respect, and responsibility. After crossing the bridge, Ollie decided to stop near a hilltop that overlooked a wide valley. He parked the truck under a large tree and stepped out to stretch. The view was breathtaking. He could see forests, rivers, and distant villages spread across the valley. The sun was starting to set, painting the sky with colors of orange, pink, and purple. Ollie felt a sense of peace and accomplishment. He had restored the truck, explored new roads, and discovered a deeper connection to the world around him. Grandpa Noor stood beside him, leaning on his walking stick, and smiled. "You have done well," he said. Ollie felt a warm feeling in his heart. They ate a small meal together near the hilltop. Ollie shared water and bread with Grandpa Noor, and they talked about the journey so far. The old man shared stories about how the truck had helped him during difficult times, carrying supplies through storms, muddy roads, and heavy snow. Ollie listened carefully, realizing that the truck had always been more than a vehicle. It had been a helper, a friend, and a symbol of hard work. Ollie understood that taking care of it was not just about fixing the engine or polishing the tires. It was about honoring its history and respecting its value. As the sun disappeared behind the mountains, Ollie decided to drive back toward the town. The road was steep, but the truck handled it perfectly. The engine hummed steadily, and the tires gripped the ground confidently. Ollie felt happy and proud. He had completed a long journey, explored new places, and tested the truck in different conditions. Each obstacle, each challenge, and each moment of the journey had made him stronger, more patient, and more responsible. Grandpa Noor followed beside him on foot, quietly smiling. When they finally reached the town, Ollie parked the truck carefully in Grandpa Noor's yard. The engine was off, but the truck seemed proud, as if it understood the journey it had completed. Ollie stepped out and wiped his hands. He looked at the truck with admiration. It had been abandoned for years, but now it was alive, strong, and full of energy. Ollie felt a deep connection to it. Grandpa Noor patted the hood and said, "You have given it a new life. You have honored its history." Ollie smiled, feeling proud and grateful. That evening, Ollie cleaned the truck one last time. He polished the tires, wiped the windows, and checked the engine. Everything was perfect. He stepped back and admired the truck. It had traveled far, faced obstacles, and performed beautifully. It had been restored not only with tools and repairs but also with patience, care, and love. Ollie felt satisfied. The journey had been exciting, challenging, and rewarding. He realized that the truck was more than a machine. It was a symbol of hard work, determination, and the value of taking care of something meaningful. Grandpa Noor joined Ollie as he finished cleaning. "You have done more than I expected," he said softly. Ollie smiled. "It was not just me," he replied. "The truck helped me too." They both laughed, feeling happy and proud. The truck had brought them together, creating memories, teaching lessons, and giving joy. Ollie realized that some things in life were not about money or fame. They were about care, respect, and patience. He had bought the truck for a small price, but what he had gained was priceless. As night fell, Ollie walked home, feeling tired but happy. He could hardly wait for tomorrow and the adventures that lay ahead. The truck had proven its strength, and Ollie had proven his dedication. Together, they had explored new roads, faced challenges, and created memories that would last a lifetime. Ollie knew that the best adventures were still to come. The truck was not just a vehicle anymore. It was a companion, a friend, and a symbol of perseverance, care, and respect. That night, Ollie lay in bed, thinking about the journey, the truck, and Grandpa Noor. He realized that this adventure had taught him many things. He had learned patience, responsibility, and respect for history. He had discovered the joy of restoring something abandoned and forgotten. He had understood the value of effort, care, and determination. And most importantly, he had formed a bond with a truck that was now much more than metal and wheels. It was a part of his life, a symbol of dreams coming true, and a reminder that small things can hold great value. Ollie fell asleep with a smile, dreaming of new roads, long drives, and future adventures with the truck. He knew that every journey would be exciting and every moment meaningful. The truck had started as an abandoned, dusty vehicle, but now it was alive, strong, and full of potential. Together, Ollie and the truck had proven that with care, patience, and determination, anything could be restored and made valuable again. The adventure had ended for today, but their story was only beginning.